Artificial intelligence, hailed to be bigger than the internet and predicted to have a bigger economic impact than the Industrial Revolution. And like it or not, AI is here to stay. But, it's not just changing how we live and work. It's actually reshaping the markets. Media and financial outfits from CNBC to Proactive Advisor magazine actually call this the AI bull market. And yet, while most investors are out there trying to figure out what the next great AI stock is, the real action is happening elsewhere in a setup that's already produced potential paydays as high as $1,581, $2,580, even $4,822 like clockwork. And it doesn't involve trading Microsoft or Alphabet or Meta. It especially doesn't involve dealing with NVIDIA. That train left the station a long time ago. No, instead, this is something entirely different, something entirely new. And yet, again, it's something that is here to stay, because beneath the surface of every AI-triggered stock market surge, there is a pattern, and it's one that shows up again and again. Now, if you know how to play that pattern, you can mint returns like 84%, 112%, and even 382% in as little as 15 days. Today, for the first time ever, a top trader has agreed to share what this AI pattern is, and you're going to see how it can hand you multiple trade setups every single month. You'll also learn how to position yourself right now for the very next payout opportunity, which is already fast approaching. So my guest today is Larry Benedict, a 40-year trading veteran, a man whose hedge fund was in the top 1% of all hedge funds worldwide. Larry, thank you very much for being here.
Oh, Chris, I really appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. So you've got a long and very enviable history on Wall Street. But before we get into those details, I'm sure everybody wants to know right now, off the bat, what is this pattern that's helping you cash in again and again from the AI boom?
Are you sure it's just the viewers that want to know, Chris?
You got me. I am intrigued, actually, because we all know AI is the biggest story in investing right now. And I think you're going to tell me that the way to actually profit from it isn't to buy NVIDIA or Microsoft, right?
Well, Chris, listen, if you ask me, this is absolutely the best way to trade AI in 2025. And today I'm going to reveal everything. Do you have your phone with you?
My phone? Yeah, it's right here.
Good, because you're going to make our next trade today together.
Seriously, you and me to get today on camera?
Yeah, my system flagged an AI pattern that we look for. Our next trade is a go.
Well, that's good. I guess there's no better way to demonstrate just what this pattern is and how easy it is to trade than doing it on camera live, right?
Exactly.
Well, and from what you told me earlier today, there's another opportunity that's just around the corner. Is that right?
There is indeed. Not the one we're going to trade in this video, of course, but one that everyone watching this presentation will be able to take advantage of.
Right. As long as they move fast and get all the full details.
You got it.
Well, I don't think we better waste any time then. Just to get us started, what can you tell us about this trading strategy?
Well, Chris, it's a pattern I've tracked for the last 2 years. I call it AI hype spike.
Wow, 2 years. So you've been following this for some time then?
I have, but now it's time for me to pull back the curtain and let everyday folks get in on this as well, because the kind of paydays available are mind-blowing.
Yes, and I have seen the numbers. We're talking about payouts as high as $4,822 from one trade, but I do want to be clear, this is not some hedge fund strategy, correct?
No, this is something anybody can do, including you, Chris.
Which is very good.
All you need is a normal brokerage account, a minimal initial investment, and you can trade AI hype spikes like a full-time trader.
All right. I like the sound of that. What exactly should people expect from these trades?
Well, we'll look at them in detail. From the examples I prepared today, the average gain is 92.7% in just 12 trading days. Now, of course, the trades you'll see today are a selection of winning examples.
Right. That makes sense. But that's going to show everybody watching the full potential behind these AI hype spikes. Now, like any trading approach, there are going to be ups and downs. You're going to have winners and losers.
But the point is just how repeatable these trades can be.
Right. And I think that's the key there, repeatable. I like that. It makes it sound simple and obviously it's very impressive. I can't wait to hear more about this. But for now, let me ask you this question. The name itself, it kind of suggests that you're simply buying AI stocks when investors are getting excited about them. Is that basically it?
Well, Chris, that's only the half of it, because while you might be able to make a little bit of money doing that, you'll probably lose a lot too. In fact, that's actually what most investors do. But these AI hype spikes are really just triggers. They tell you to make a very specific type of trade, probably not the kind that you're expecting.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at some of the trades in action here. These are trades that you've already closed out. Late August 2023. What happened here?
Well, simply put, AI hype spiked. NVIDIA released gangbuster earnings, and the resulting euphoria alerted me for an upcoming trade.
Yeah, and I've got some of the information right here actually written down. So, yeah, so the record shows that you made a 73.9% gain, which is obviously remarkable. In fact, it was only a week from when you actually pulled the trigger on that trade, only a week passed before you actually cashed in.
And that was in 2023, Chris, right at the start of AI's takeover of the global markets.
Right. And we've got another trade here that happened in the spring of 2024. This time it looks like you made a trade on March 8th. You got out of it on April 19th, and you locked in an 88.8% gain. Again, pretty nice.
Yeah, Chris, the same story. AI hype spiked, but that wasn't enough. I also needed to confirm this was a viable trading situation. So I checked my system, and I knew it was time to make another trade.
Right. So I'm beginning to understand your excitement here and why this could be so significant. And we got another one here. We're looking at, this would be late July of 2024. And I'm assuming we saw another round of AI hype in the markets there.
You're correct, Chris.
All right. You went on to pull out a gain of 127% in 8 days.
You bet. And the best part is these trades happen like clockwork. In fact, I brought a calendar with me today telling me exactly when these potential trading windows open up.
So I'm sorry, hang on. Did you just say you've got a calendar of these trading opportunities, these dates, Larry?
That's right. Here, let me grab it from my producer.
All right, he's walking in with it now. Wow. All right, so I'm surprised that we've got a calendar, and I'm even more surprised at all the dates here. I thought there was going to be like 6, 7, opportunities a year. This thing is full. This is happening almost every week.
Well, sometimes it's more than once a week.
So talk to me about this. What exactly are we looking at here?
Each of these marks a point in time where I expect a possible trading opportunity.
All right, so the calendar is basically a roadmap then to signal all the potential AI hype spikes in the year ahead.
Exactly, Chris. There's no guessing. I wait for the dates on the calendar, and I see if a pattern shows up.
Right. Now, if I'm assuming I'm reading this correctly, it says we're in a trading window right now. Oh, that's the demonstration. That's the trade we're going to make on camera a little bit later, right? But there's also another one that's coming up right after that.
In fact, Chris, the next one after today is happening imminently. There's very little time to get in position if folks want to potentially profit from this one.
Right. So I'm thinking, I love having this. I'm thinking we need to eliminate distractions for yourself out there and start taking some notes here. We're going to come back to how the whole strategy works here in just a minute. People are probably wondering right now, who is Larry Benedict? So I'm going to set this aside. How did you figure all of this out?
Well, Chris, my wife would say I'm obsessed with the market and checking charts, with tracking volume and watching the tape. Even on vacations, I can't help it. I've been doing this for over 40 years.
Yeah, and you did, since you got your start on the floor of the Chicago Board of Options Exchange back in the 80s.
You got it.
Right. And of course, I know you're not the type to brag. You're a very modest guy, but you have built up a terrific track record that most traders would die for. I know that.
Well, I've seen a few things over the years, you could say that.
Yeah, well, that's an understatement. A few things. I mean, you went 20 straight years without a losing year, not one, Your hedge fund made $95 million during the '08 crash, a time when most people were getting completely wiped out. I mean, at one point, you were managing close to $1 billion out there. I mean, you were trading for the RBC, the Royal Bank of Canada, the Bank of New York, the Saudi National Bank.
Those were good clients for sure. High expectations, but I loved it.
I know you did. Barron's, I know, ranked your fund in the top 1% globally, and you were featured in a bestseller right there, Hedge Fund Market Wizards, in the chapter right next to billionaire trader Ray Dalio.
That was sure an honor. I've always taken my work very seriously.
Right. But it's not even the books. I'm gonna keep going here for a minute, because when the media needs answers on what's really going on in the market, they feel comfortable turning to you as well. You've been featured in Market Watch and CNBC, Bloomberg, a whole lot of them.
Sure, but I'm not here to make a name for myself, Chris. I just want to help everyday people get access to the kinds of trading opportunities that I've been fortunate enough to make money with for years.
Right, and I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. I just want to make sure that they're comfortable with exactly who you are. The point here is that you have seen a lot of success doing this, and it's one thing to hear all this from Larry himself, but what really matters is you. The question is, can you profit from AI hype spike trades? And does it work for regular traders out there, like small traders on Main Street, not just Wall Street, people who don't manage billions at high-tech hedge funds, and people who aren't connected to firms up and down Wall Street, people who may have never traded a single day in their lives, people like you who may just want a shot at consistent wins without risking everything that they've got. That's what this all is all about. And the answer to the question, can you do it, is an emphatic yes. Larry regularly receives glowing testimonials from his followers. I want to share with you some notes here. Take a look at this. This came in from a reader named Richard S., who said, I've made 16 trades since the beginning of the year, and every single one has been profitable. Larry L. wrote in to say, in the past 11 weeks, I've made 11 trades with an average profit of 32.4%. Larry, I believe you are the real deal. And Rich P. put it this way, I've been following you for 2 years, and I'm so impressed with your accurate market predictions, many trade wins, and very few losses.
Chris, can I jump in?
Please, yeah.
What Rich said there about very few losses, I want to be clear that I don't have any mystical powers. I may be a market wizard, but no investment strategy comes without losers.
I know exactly what you mean. The winners just have to exceed the losers, right?
Absolutely.
Right. And you should know, as it stands right now, in 2025, just this year, Larry has an 87% win rate, right? So he may say he's got no mystical powers, but I'm not sure I believe him at this point, especially when you consider the opportunity that he is sharing today with all of us. It's a way to trade these AI hype spikes, unlocking regular outsized paydays from the newest and the largest trend on Wall Street, artificial intelligence. And don't forget, the next trade is also just around the corner too. So I invite you to keep watching the special presentation. Stick with us till the very end. You could miss out here. So Larry, let's get back to this. How did you first spot this particular pattern in the market?
Well, Chris, it's a funny story, actually. It all started with my analyst 10-year-old son.
Okay, that's the last thing I expected you to say.
I know, but one afternoon in early 2023, his kid walked into my room and says, totally unprompted, Daddy, we should buy AI stocks.
Are you kidding? No way.
Oh, I'm totally serious. We laughed at the time, but then it hit me. If AI hype had spread so far that even a 10-year-old was parroting it,
then it wasn't a passing craze. This had to be the beginning of a long-term trend, a sort of a paradigm shift.
Precisely. And when you get a trend this powerful, generating much hype, so much excitement, then you just start thinking, how can I play this?
Right. And the answer was AI hype spike trades, right?
Yes. My team and I looked at the charts, ran the numbers, made some phone calls, and what we found was undeniable. AI hype spike trades are real, viable, and most importantly, very lucrative.
Right. Well, lucrative would be the word there. I mean, we've already seen some of your trades earlier. You locked in 73.9%, 88.8%, 127% in as little as 7 days. I'm just curious, you got any more you can show us?
You bet, Chris. In fact, I'll show you a real exciting setup. Now, I didn't recommend this to my readers. I'm only revealing this trading strategy for the first time right now, but it's worth talking about.
All right, let's go.
Well, go back to the summer of 2024. AI hype is exploding.
And I actually remember that because both OpenAI and Meta announced new models. And I think investors got really excited. They pushed the NASDAQ to all-time highs, right?
Absolutely, Chris. And this mania led to a 382.2% gain opportunity.
Wow, that's a big one.
And guess how long that would have taken?
I have no idea. How long?
Well, just 15 days.
That would mean turning $1,000 into $4,822 in half a month. Larry, again, that is incredible.
And Chris, I've got another for you from the recent market, one that shows again how long I've been tracking the spike trades.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, July 2023, Microsoft began monetizing AI. That was the start of AI's commercial breakout.
Right. And the gains on the table here?
112.7% returns. Or so to say it another way, enough to turn a $1,000 investment into $2,127.
How long did that one take?
Well, that time it took under 30 days to make that return.
Very impressive.
But I'm not done, Chris. What about this one? In early November 2024.
So right around the election.
Correct. And it was President Trump's election that triggered an AI hype spike opportunity.
All right. What happened that time?
Investors were excited. They believed that the president's election would mean lower taxes, less regulation of AI companies. They thought it would prompt AI firms like NVIDIA to once again hit all-time highs.
Right. And what kind of gains could that event have led to?
In as little as 7 days, you could have locked in 61.5% gains.
All right. So enough to turn every $1,000 investment into $1,615. Very nice.
But it's not all about NVIDIA, Chris.
Right.
Late August 2024 saw a slew of positive AI news. OpenAI, that's the company behind ChatGPT, signed a deal with the U.S. government. Google rolled out its AI chatbot, and Apple announced Apple Intelligence.
Right. And once again, investors got excited and lifted the market?
Yes. Within the span of 9 days, investors who use my AI hype spike strategy could have made 24%.
All right. So it sounds a little lower than what you shared with us earlier.
Well, it is, but would you turn down a 24% gain in a little over a week?
It's a good point. You're right. I would not.
Well, Chris, no one in their right mind would, but I'll give you another one to your liking. January 2025.
So I remember something about OpenAI's Stargate project.
Yes, a $500 billion plan to build AI infrastructure up and down America.
Which is very exciting.
Which is precisely why investors who can spot this pattern and trade these AI hype spikes could lock in 58% gains in just 5 days.
These potential returns are incredible. Now, I do want to talk about this pattern right now because you've hinted at it here. You've shown us, we've talked about a lot of nice trades here. But because this next trading opportunity is fast approaching, everybody really needs to know here, what exactly is an AI hype spike?
Well, Chris, it starts with excitement. That's what each date on my calendar shows.
Right. Those are the dates. I looked at them earlier. That's when investors are likely to get excited about artificial intelligence and they start investing more of their money into the market.
Yeah, the kind of market-wide buzz you get when AI hits the headlines.
Right. So specifically, we're talking about, when NVIDIA reports blowout earnings.
Well, Chris, that's one example, but it could be when a major tech conference is on the horizon and anyone watching for the next big AI reveal.
I see. So like a new large language model? I mean, that's the underlying engine of AIs like ChatGPT or maybe, what do you call them, integrations with existing platforms out there?
Or even when Washington, Europe, or other major governments set out their strategy around AI, the moment that news breaks, money often starts to flow really fast.
Right. So this money that's flowing, as you put it, in my mind, is going into the big names here, the ones we all know, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Alphabet.
Well, that's where most people look, but the truth is it's bigger than any one stock. The reason why is that we don't really have a tech index anymore.
All right. So what does that mean?
Well, there are any number of ETFs that track tech stocks. But the thing is, these tech stocks, they are actually AI stocks.
So you're saying most tech indexes are really just AI indexes in disguise?
Chris, that's exactly what I'm saying. Just look under the hood. You'll see that over 73% of the top holdings in the NASDAQ 100 are heavily involved in AI.
Right. NASDAQ 100. That's the top 100 tech companies in America.
Correct. And some, like NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Apple, they are so large that they can drag the entire index up by themselves.
So if I read between the lines here, does this mean that when the AI hype really hits, it doesn't just move one ticker, it lifts the whole market? It's like a rising tide lifts all boats thing.
That's often the case. It's what I've seen happen through the last few years. And if you ask me, this trend will only accelerate. According to Bloomberg, traders are fleeing non-AI related companies.
It's really interesting. And presumably at the same time that companies involved with AI are probably seeing record investment.
Precisely.
Got it. All right. So can we look at some examples showing how the excitement around these AI stocks can trigger a market-wide response?
Sure. Let's look back in January 2023. Microsoft announced a new investment in the parent company of ChatGPT.
And which was such a seminal moment, huge.
And what happened in the days after?
Well, the market rose higher and higher and higher.
Exactly. And here's another one for you. In August 2023, NVIDIA announced it was projecting higher AI chip sales.
And I presume that's because NVIDIA it's just such a large company. When its stock moved up, the market just followed.
It did. The pattern became clear. So here's one more for you. In April 2024, Alphabet released a breakthrough AI chip, and the image creation AI DALL-E unveiled some frankly mind-blowing advancements.
Right. And the market?
Well, it followed again.
Right. So you've proven that often here, when AI news breaks, excitement obviously does push the market higher. So here's my next question. How do I take advantage? How do I trade spikes like these? Because from what you've told us so far, these spikes aren't the moment that you should trade.
You're catching on, Chris.
Oh, I'm getting there. Thanks to you.
So you're right in saying that you don't trade the spike. What you actually do is trade what comes right after.
Right. Once the excitement starts to fade.
Absolutely. Headlines die down. The buzz moves on. Sometimes the original hype wasn't justified at all.
Like when Alphabet, the parent company of Google, released its AI model Bard.
It announced Bard on a Monday, and the stock was up 5% the next day. But then they released the advertisement for it on Wednesday.
That's exactly what I was getting at. I remember that because it showed Bard answering questions incorrectly.
It was pretty unbelievable. It slashed the market cap by $100 billion, tanking its stock 12% by the close on Thursday.
It's amazing. But now, not every AI story is going to fail so dramatically, right?
No, not at all. In fact, many of the AI announcements are truly game-changing and impressive.
Right. And the market still pulls back.
Yes, because why are investors in the market in the first place?
To make money.
Right again, Chris. You can't spend your NVIDIA stock. You've got to cash it in at some point to get those gains.
Right. So the smart money rides the pop and then starts heading for the exits to lock their profits in. And it's when people are taking their capital out, that's when you step in and make money.
Correct, Chris. Let's use those AI hype moments from earlier. Each one of them could have turned into a quick payday. Here are some examples from the recent market.
Right. So let's take a look. This is interesting. The first one was in January of 2023, which really shows just how entrenched AI is in the markets at this point, and also how long you've been tracking this.
Yes. So we're going to take the very same chart, but zoom out a bit and you'll see what happened after the hype. What do you see here, Chris?
Well, there is a clear pullback after the spike.
Exactly. Do you know what else I see?
Well, I'm not sure what I should be looking for, so you better tell me.
Sure. A 42.7% potential gain in just over a month by taking a position at the spike and trading the pullback.
Awesome. Now, what about the second chart we looked at? Same thing there?
Same thing, only this time leading to a potential 84.8% gain in just 27 days.
Which is also good. And then the third chart, how much could that trade have paid out?
Well, that's an amazing gain of 210.9% in only 8 days.
8 days. Wow. Larry, so by my math, those AI hype spike trading opportunities could have turned a $1,000 stake, respectively, into $1,427, $1,848, and $3,109.
Chris, this is undoubtedly one of the most exciting trading opportunities I've seen in my lifetime. But of course, these are some of the best performing trades from the recent market. Nothing is guaranteed, yet once again, they show you how powerful the pattern can be when it hits.
No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. So presumably these are put option trades.
That's right.
So can we pause right here? Because I know there are probably some viewers out there watching right now who haven't heard of these trades before.
Good point, Chris. Put option trades aren't nearly as scary or complicated as they sound.
I totally agree with that, because when I first heard about them, I thought I was out of my depth as well, but that's actually not the case at all. Anybody can understand and profit from those. Larry, take just a moment and explain to us how they work.
Sure. Here's the simplest way to think about it. When you buy a company's shares, you plan to profit from the stock price increasing. But when you buy a put, your goal is to profit when the stock price is falling.
And that is pretty much all there is to it. There's no borrowing or leverage needed.
No, not at all. Just another way to make money on the other side of the trade. And you can do this in your normal brokerage account.
Exactly. Now, let me play devil's advocate with you here for just a moment. You're the expert on this, because up to this point, the idea sounds almost too simple. You know what I mean? You wait for a wave of AI hype to hit the markets. You spot the pattern. When things go vertical, you make a smart, controlled trade, not chasing the spike, but catching the cool down, and you just walk away with a potential profit when the stock pulls back. It sounds almost easy. So here's the question. What's the catch?
Well, that's the thing. There is a catch. You can't just jump in the moment AI hits the headlines. You've got to wait for the confirmation.
Right, the confirmation. I suppose that's what separates a smart trade from a reckless one.
Exactly, Chris, because here's the key point. Just because the market goes up doesn't mean it's going to come back down anytime soon.
It just occurred to me, I need to be taking notes on all of this. I'm going to log in. What did you say? You probably want to do this too. Not every spike is necessarily a trading signal.
Some of it is based on company growth, government policy, and sometimes it's just good old-fashioned euphoria that keeps pushing things higher for longer.
And we have seen so much of that recently.
You don't need to tell me that.
Right, exactly. So what is the confirmation that you're looking for then?
Well, let me explain it this way. Think of a speedometer.
A speedometer?
Yeah, imagine a speedometer on your dashboard.
Okay.
Most of the dial is in white. That's the cruising zone. That means the market's moving at a steady, sustainable pace, not too fast, not too slow. The market is simply rising in a healthy, controlled way.
Right, so nothing to worry about, just a smooth acceleration.
Exactly. Even if AI news bumps the market, if my speedometer is still within the cruising zone, then I'm not interested.
Right, because the needle is still in the safe zone.
But sometimes the excitement pushes the market too hard, faster than it can handle. The revs crank up and the market starts to overheat.
Overheat?
Right. Sometimes the needle rips past the white zone and pushes into the red. That's when the market is running too hot, too fast.
Too many people chasing the hype. And I guess that's when things start to break.
And that's when the market's moving at a pace that it cannot sustain. And so I know it's time to make a trade right then and there.
All right. So it's pretty clear when the needle tips into the red, that's your confirmation, the signal that you're looking for that tells you the hype has gone too far.
That's my cue, and that's when I prepare for the snapback.
That's when you place the trade.
Yes, I can be certain that when the speedometer hits the red zone, it won't be long before the market starts to fall.
So how long are you expecting it to take, that fall, I mean?
Well, I usually give myself 8 to 12-week window for that trade. But AI hype spikes have been known to make money in a fraction of that time, sometimes in just 7 days.
Right. So can we see some more examples? This is kind of fun. Can we see some examples showing your speedometer in action?
Sure. I've got 3 for you from the recent market. Each one could have been a profitable trading opportunity for folks if I had gone public with this strategy back then.
All right. Well, let's take a look at it.
Take a look at the chart. You can see when the AI hype spike peaked on June 15th.
Yep, it is there, clear as day. And now with the benefit of hindsight, I can see that the market pulled back, but what was your speedometer saying?
Sure enough, the speedometer had moved to give a clear indicator of market overheating.
All right, which means the trade was on.
For those watching at the time, absolutely. This one would have led to a potential 28.6% gain in just 11 days.
Just under 30% in a week and a half. So the next example?
Well, here's the chart showing the market was moving higher again, but so was the speedometer.
Overheating again, and showing that that market pullback was likely and obviously imminent.
Potentially delivering traders a 44.9% gain in under a month. And it's the same story in the next chart too.
Yep, the market moves higher, the speedometer peaks, but I do notice in this chart, it's not the clearest sign the market is overheating. The speedometer really only briefly breaks out of cruising and into the red zone there.
Well, Chris, that's all it takes. Remember, the first indicator is the AI hype spike. That's the only confirmation that a trade is on the table.
Right. So what kind of gains could this trade have put up?
Well, get this, 158% in 3 days.
Wow. Okay. So that could have turned $1,000 into $2,580 in 72 hours. $35 an hour for just placing a simple trade.
Place the trade, sit back, then close it out. Simple, isn't it?
I think so, but I do want to make sure that I'm getting this straight. And if for everybody, for their benefit, if you're watching at home right now, this may be the most important part to listen to. This is where it all comes together. First of all, AI hype hits the market. That could be, we talked about it, earnings, a product launch, a government announcement, whatever lights the spark in the news. And then stocks tied to AI begin to spike. They head up, not just one or two, but the entire index can surge because, as we talked about, the AI names make up 73% of the market out here. And this is where it gets interesting. Most people, and I include myself in this category, would simply chase the spike. I don't know how many times I've done that. They buy after the move, and in the end, we get left holding the bag when the market starts to cool off. You do something very different. You wait. You check your speedometer, because not every market bump, that's what I wrote down earlier, not every market bump on on AI news is going to be a bona fide AI hype spike trade. But if the needle tips into the red and it shows that the market is running too hot, too fast, as you say, that is your cue, and you step in, and that's when you make the trade. And then when the market starts to snap back, you collect your profit. It's amazing. Have I got that right?
Exactly, Chris. And critically, potential spike trades don't just occur once in a blue moon. They're happening all the time.
Good point. Thank you for mentioning that. In fact, we've got your calendar right here. We'll show it to you on screen here. And if you don't mind, I want to dig into this a little deeper. Is that okay?
Sure.
So this calendar shows every date over the next 12 months where you expect AI news to potentially crank the market into overheating.
Exactly. Each date has been handpicked by me and my team to be times of high probability where AI-related announcements could ignite a fresh wave of hype.
All right. So the point is, you're not throwing darts here. I mean, these are strategically chosen windows due to your knowledge and research and experience.
Oh, not at all, Chris. They're based on known events, earnings calls, product summits, government briefings, anything that could get the market buzzing about AI again.
So from today, I can see 5 this month, 6 or so the month after that, 5 the next month. We got 2 the month after that. All told, I think we're looking at over 60 opportunities over the next 52 weeks.
More than one a week. And remember, the next one is right around the corner.
Right. So if people at home watching right now are saying, hey, I want to trade this, they need to keep watching. You need to keep watching to discover and get all the details on this, right? It is coming. Now, Larry, there's so much opportunity here. What do we say, over 60 chances in the next 52 weeks, the next year? I can't help but think, and I know we said AI was here to stay, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. What if AI is just a fad?
Well, that's a fair question. And it's the same question people had about the internet, the smartphone, even cloud computing.
All right, that's what I wanted to hear you say. AI is not a fad. It is here to stay. I just had to set the record straight.
I am. There's a lot of hype around it. Companies are often over-promising and under-delivering. And I may even think the market's response is too dramatic to any earnings report that even mentions AI.
Right. But you're not going to use them as excuses to not make money from it, obviously.
You bet I'm not. I'm in the world to make money. If I thought AI was a passing trend, I wouldn't have tracked spike trades for the last 2 years.
That's right. Larry Benedict doesn't waste his time, right? And I guess it comes back to the point you were making earlier. Over 73% of the top holdings in the NASDAQ 100 are already heavily involved in AI.
They are AI companies now, and that means the market is also an AI index, for better or for worse.
Let me ask you, what about market conditions? Do AI hype spike trades work no matter which way things are moving in the markets?
Well, think about it. We need the market to go up or down to make on our trades.
Right. And whether we're in a bull or bear market, there are going to be moves higher and lower.
Precisely. Even bear markets have positive days. And if anything, a bear market has potential for us to make much bigger returns because we're hoping the stock behind our trade pulls back.
I see. Wow. So let's not worry about which way the market is going. Let's just find the opportunity. And boy, I'll just say it again. Do you have a track record of finding opportunities? I mean, these AI hype spikes have shown themselves to be highly profitable opportunities time and time again. Let's look at a few more now from the recent market, and we'll tell everybody at home how they can get their hands on your hype spike calendar.
Sure. Here's a particularly exciting one. An AI hype spike trade opportunity appeared off the back of ChatGPT developing site.
Right, meaning it could see images rather than just text.
Absolutely. And this led to a potential 194.8% gain in just 15 days.
Amazing.
Another example, the Nobel Prize went to the AI-related discoveries for the first time ever.
Right, which I'm sure had to prompt the next chance at an AI hype spike trade.
It did, presenting a 58.5% trading opportunity in just 2 days. What about this one? February 28th, 2025.
February, so not that long ago. I may be able to remember this. Was that Europe, the $200 billion European Union fund for AI development?
Exactly. And NVIDIA announced booming demand for their AI chips around the same time.
Right. So how long was the trade? What was the game there?
This one took literally just 5 days, and you could have banked a fast 12.9% return.
These are all such amazing profit examples from the recent market, Larry. Amazing.
And Chris, the best part about these trades is how easy they are to make. I will show you.
Oh, right. This is where the part where you said you'd use my phone, right?
Yes, I want you to open up your phone and go to whatever brokerage app you use.
All right. I just logged into it. There you go.
Hand it over.
All right.
Are you okay if I make a small trade? Call it $500?
Sure. And Larry Benedict is making a spike trade on my phone. And while he's doing that, let me just quickly say to you that this is not a trade that we're suggesting you should make right now. And there's a couple of reasons for that. We're not sharing specific trade details with you here. First of all, because we're just showing you how quick and easy it is to make the trades. And then secondly, of course, because by the time you watch this video, the trade window will have passed. But the point here is this should be exciting. I mean, this is the next potential AI hype spike trade coming up around the corner. And again, any one of these 60 plus dates that you've seen on the calendar could be a money-making trade for you based on what we've shared with you today. So that's potential setups more than once a week for the next 12 months. And it won't stop there. I mean, AI isn't a passing fad. It's here to stay, just like the internet, the smartphone, and even cloud computing. It's the biggest story of 2025 and beyond, and it may well become the biggest story of the 21st century. I don't know, like the internal combustion engine was for the 20th century. So what that means is that the best time to start taking advantage of the AI hype spike trades is now, right now.
Here, Chris.
You all done?
They're all done.
Okay. Now, so tell me, what should I expect here?
Well, we entered our put trade. We're looking at an 8-week window. But if the market responds like I expect it to, you could close this one out sooner.
Okay. Well, I got to say, it does feel very easy to do. It's exciting. And Appreciate it very much.
Oh, no problem. It really is. And frankly, it's rare anyone outside my world ever sees a trading strategy just like this.
Right. Larry, you've shown us obviously lots of trades here and examples where these AI hype spike opportunities have produced some incredible returns. You've shared the calendar, which highlights every possible AI hype spike trade over the coming year. It really couldn't be simpler, I don't think, for everybody watching right now to know when their next opportunity is to join you and me in this unique strategy. So I'm sure the question everybody's wondering right now is how can I start trading these AI hype spikes with you?
Well, Chris, I've got an easy answer to that question as well.
Okay, good. Let's hear it.
I've had my team put together a special report because the next trading window is right around the corner.
Right. And you want folks at home to be able to trade this pattern, obviously, as fast as possible.
Absolutely. The report is called AI Hype Spikes, the complete guide to trading AI's most exciting plays.
All right. Let me just say, I've already seen a preview of this report, and I can tell you that what Larry reveals inside is not just a quick tip or a one-time trade idea. It's an entire step-by-step playbook for trading these AI hype spikes. You've documented everything in this, I have to say. I mean, right down to the exact confirmation signal that you look for before pulling the trigger. I mean, it's all there.
That's right, Chris. I've taken the same strategy we talked about today, and I broke it into a simple, repeatable process anybody can follow.
That's right. And I think that's the key phrase there. It's repeatable, which makes it simple and easy to learn. And here's what you're going to get inside the special report. Larry's going to show you why the NASDAQ 100 isn't really a tech index anymore. We've talked about it a little bit today, but you're going to see exactly why it's actually an AI index in disguise, because over 73% of its weighting comes from companies that are already deeply entrenched in artificial intelligence. It's now very highly sensitive to even the smallest piece of AI in the news, meaning that when AI excitement does take hold, the index is likely to move, very likely to move. Not to mention, as some of those holdings, like NVIDIA or Microsoft, they're so big, they can move the index all by themselves.
That's correct, Chris. I'll also give them the full backstory on how I discovered this pattern.
Right. Starting with that moment in 2023 when your analyst's 10-year-old son started talking about AI stocks suddenly?
Exactly. That was the spark that made me start digging deeper. And once I looked at the charts, the patterns jumped out. From there, I refined it over and over, and I built it into the strategy that folks at home have seen throughout this presentation.
Right. And also in this report, Larry lays out the exact steps that he follows. When to start watching after AI news hits, how to know if the market's reaction is just a normal bump or, hey, is this a true hype spike? And of course, the simple engine overheating, as he called it, which is the confirmation signal that tells him it's the right time to make the trade.
And Chris, I also walk through multiple real-world examples so you can see exactly how this plays out.
Right. So you're not going to just understand the pattern, you'll be able to spot it yourself. Now, that's not all, because along with the guide, Larry's also giving you his AI hype spike trade calendar. We showed that to you earlier. This is your personal roadmap, and it shows every single date over the next 12 months where Larry expects there could be an AI hype spike trading opportunity.
These are dates my team compiled following my strict instructions.
Right. And there are some dates on here you'd expect, like earnings reports from the biggest AI movers, companies like NVIDIA and Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet, and more. But there's also some dates that you wouldn't expect.
Absolutely. Major AI summits plus government regulation dates and upcoming product announcements.
Right. And each one of those dates on the calendar is a potential AI hype spike trade. And thanks to your special report, which is called AI Hype Spikes, the complete guide to trading AI's most exciting play, you're going to know exactly how to play each and every one of those trades when they come up. But that's not all that you're going to get with the calendar, because you're also going to receive a breakdown of the types of triggers that you'll see over the next 12 months, in which Larry and his team will explain the kinds and types of catalysts with the potential to trigger an AI hype spike.
Chris, we found over 60 dates so far. That's more than 1 potential opportunity every single week for the next year. Now, not every single opportunity will play out, and I need to wait for confirmation, of course, but I expect many of them will. And as I keep saying, the next one is fast approaching.
That's great. So let's talk about then how we get your special report and calendar into the hands of everybody at home watching right now and how we can do that as quickly as possible. Actually, before we do that, I got ahead of myself. You've got something else up your sleeve that's actually going to make this a whole lot easier for everybody watching.
I do. You see, Chris, it's one thing to have the dates and the strategy, but it's another thing to know exactly what to do when these moments arrive.
Right. And that's where your trading research service, One Ticker Trader, comes in, right?
Exactly. Through One Ticker Trader, I'm going to give real-time trade alerts for every AI hype spike trade that passes my checks.
Right. If you then see a confirmed hype spike setting up that meets those standards of yours, you're going to send out a clear, plain English alert revealing exactly what trade to make and when.
Precisely, and not just the trade to make. I'll send another alert when it's time to close it out for a potential payday.
That's what you need. That's what means you're not going to be left hanging. You are going to get Larry's eyes on the market and his very explicit instructions delivered directly to you. It's like having Larry Benedict look over your shoulder and saying, here's the trade, here's the timing, this is how you execute it.
I've made it as simple as possible. You don't need to be a pro trader or sit in front of your screen all day. Just follow the instructions when my alert hits your inbox.
And here's the part I really like. You don't have to take my word or Larry's word for just how powerful this can be, because today you can actually test drive the One Ticker Trader for yourself. Get the special report, the full AI hype spike trade calendar, get Larry's real-time alerts and see firsthand how simple he makes it to follow along. But best of all, Larry's One Ticker Trader service is not limited to the AI hype spikes that we've been talking about here today. This is also where you'll find many of his other proven trading strategies. These are the exact same tactics that he uses to target gains in all kinds of market conditions. And one of my favorites, Larry, I have to say, is your leveraged ETF strategy.
That's a great strategy for sure. Leverage ETFs let us go after double or even triple-digit wins in a short time. By timing my entries around specific catalysts, things like earnings report, sector breakouts, or big market events, we can capture amplified moves in a matter of weeks or even days.
Right. And I have to mention, too, there's your Bitcoin skimming strategy, which is absolutely brilliant.
Well, it's a way to profit from Bitcoin's wild swings without ever buying Bitcoin directly.
Exactly. You just trade options on Bitcoin-linked assets like ETFs or certain crypto-related stocks, so you're able to capture gains whether Bitcoin is going up or down, or, and you do it all from a regular brokerage account.
You sure can.
So whether it's AI hype spikes or leveraged ETF plays, the Bitcoin volatility out there or something else, members of One Ticker Trader have got options here, multiple ways to go after very fast potential gains, no matter what the market's doing. And that's really, I guess, the heart of what makes One Ticker Trader so effective. Larry isn't flooding you with dozens of ideas every month, hoping that a few of them are going to work out. He goes very narrow. He focuses and zeroes in on a handful of trades with the highest probability of delivering profits right now. That's the goal. He only pulls the trigger when the odds are stacked in your favor.
Chris, that's exactly right. I'd rather give you fewer, better opportunities that I have total conviction in than bury you in noise and maybes.
Right. And when you look at your track record, Larry, I think that particular approach you've got here really speaks for itself. I mean, as we sit here, as we speak, since you launched One Ticker Trader, you've closed 62 trades. 49 of them had turned into winners. That's a 79% win rate right there. You got a total gain of plus 406% on cash. Now, that beats the S&P 500 by more than 385% over the same period. So, sure, you've had some losers in there, but that's trading. And better yet, your average hold time over the period is just 16 days. And I think that really speaks well of just how quickly you can deliver returns for your readers.
And Chris, the thing is, the pace is picking up.
That's very true. 2025, this year alone, has already been one of your strongest years yet. So far, you've made 23 trades this year. 20 of those are winners. That bumps you from 79 to 87% in the win rate. So it's getting better. And those trades this year have delivered plus 217% return on cash, with some positions held for less than 5 days.
Well, Chris, I'm hoping to make these numbers much bigger.
I know you are. I mean, the AI Hype Spike trade calendar shows that we've got multiple dates fast approaching. Each one is offering the kinds of gains we've already seen today, 112%, 194%, even 382%, just to name a few from the recent market. But it's not just the numbers, it's the impact that those results have had on real people. Let me just tell you, Larry's members do send him messages like this all the time. I'm going to read a couple of them here. Richard R. wrote this: my first one-ticker trade, QQQ, in at $3.20, out at $6.19, 93% profit in just 8 days. The best trade I've made this year. Keep them coming. Here's one from Joseph K. SPY trade in at $409, out at $550. Then back in at $409, out at $560. Gains of 34% and 36% in under 24 hours. And then this one from Nalini, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, made a 125% return on my first trade. Please keep sending these trades.
Notes like these give me the extra reason to stay up late and find the best of the best opportunities.
Right. Well, we're glad you're losing sleep. Let's just put it that way. We got a couple more here, and maybe you're at home thinking that trading Larry's way may be a little difficult. Maybe it's too complex for you. I can tell you nothing could be further from the truth. We got a note. Just listen to this. Carolyn C. I am 84 years old and just did my first ever options trade. Bought at $5.65, sold for $12.50, well over 100% gain. Thank you for giving me a new life in a new world. And one more from Lou S. that really drives the point home. Hi, Larry. You teach trading in such simple terms that a newbie like me is getting it. Thank you so much in giving me this opportunity. That's amazing.
Chris, I really love hearing feedback like this, and it really couldn't be easier. I actually think I could teach my analyst 10-year-old how to do this.
I don't doubt it. Like Carolyn C., an 84-year-old grandmother out there, that would certainly set a 10-year-old up for college. That's for sure. Let's get down to brass tacks for a minute here, because I know everybody's probably wanting to know probably three things. One, how do they get to do this test drive of your one-ticker trader service? Two, how can they start placing AI Hype Spike trades as quickly as possible? And then three, of course, how much does a membership to the one-ticker trader cost? Let's start with the first two. And the answer really is simple. In a moment, we're going to drop a button below, and you click it, and you'll be taken to a secure order form for the test drive to one-ticker trader. And as soon as you enter your details, our team will then send you everything that we've promised today, everything we've talked about, and you can get ready for the next AI Hype Spike trade. That means that you could be acting on your first trade within days of joining. But before this button drops, Larry does have one last special surprise for you, so keep watching for a few more moments here.
And Chris, it's a really good one.
I know, it is. I can't wait to talk about it here. But first, what I want to do right now is quickly recap exactly what you're going to get when you take out a test drive today. So you are going to receive Larry's brand new special report, what we've been talking about the whole time here, AI Hype Spikes, the complete guide to trading AI's most exciting play, the full step-by-step blueprint for spotting and trading these setups. The AI Hype Spike trade calendar with more than 60 dates that Larry's already watching. He's got his eyes on them right now. Real-time trade alerts, so you'll never have to guess when it's time to act. You'll know exactly what to trade, when to enter, and when to close. Plus full access to Larry's other strategies inside one-ticker trader, including his leveraged ETF plays and Bitcoin skimming strategy, which actually that may be my favorite over the ETF leverage plays. You'll also get monthly market updates, members-only videos, and the full trade alert archive so that you're always in sync with Larry's best and top ideas.
Well, Chris, don't forget to mention the Ask Me Anythings we do.
Oh, geez, I'm so glad. I almost forgot. Yes, every week, Larry answers your most burning questions. You can send those questions into him, and he will address them each Friday. This is access to Larry Benedict. You get to interact with an expert hedge fund trader. And while he can't give one-on-one advice, these sessions give you the very next best thing, an inside look at how this master trader thinks, reacts, and positions himself in real time.
Chris, you're too kind.
Well, I'm being honest. I mean, seriously, how many other big-time money managers are people able to pose questions to? 10, 5? I'd be surprised if there were 3.
And even then, you'd probably have to pay thousands for that privilege.
Right. But I know you do it to ensure that your readers, your members, can hear directly from you. So let's move on and we'll answer that third question. How much does a membership to One Ticker Trader cost? And I know what you might be thinking here, getting access to a proven hedge fund trader, receiving every trade alert, the AI hype spikes report, the full year's worth of opportunities mapped out for you on the calendar. That's the kind of service that most Wall Street firms would easily charge $5,000 or maybe even $10,000 a year for.
And Chris, they'd have a waiting list.
Right. And frankly, with Larry's track record, 40 years in the markets, 2 decades without a losing year, and a performance that's beaten the S&P by more than 385%, I think the price of $5,000 or $10,000 would be entirely justified. But what I'm leading up to is that's not what you're going to pay today, because Larry, it's his mission to build not an exclusive club for elites, right? It's to put these trades in the hands of everyday people who may never otherwise get a chance, a shot at this kind of a strategy. So instead of paying $10,000 or even $5,000, you'll find that the regular price for a full year of One Ticker Trader is much easier on the wallet. Usually, it's just $499 a year.
But we're doing something special today. We're dropping the price even further.
Exactly. And I have to say, frankly, I'm blown away by this offer. It's very, very generous here. See, today, because you're here watching with us and because Larry wants to get as many people as possible trading right alongside him before the next AI hype spike hits, today you're not going to pay $499. In fact, you can get one full year of One Ticker Trader for just $79. You heard that right. Less than $9 a month, and you get everything that we've discussed today. The AI Hype Spike Special Report, the 12-month AI Hype Spike Trade Calendar, all of Larry's real-time trade alerts, access to his other proven strategies, monthly market updates, members-only videos, the trade archive, and even the weekly Ask Larry Anything updates.
Then, Chris, there's the satisfaction guarantee part of it all.
Oh, holy smokes. I was about to forget that too. That's even more icing on the cake, because today, when you agree to take out this test drive, you aren't risking a penny for a full 30 days. So here's how it works. You simply hit the button that you see on the screen, you fill in the secure order form, and from that moment, you do have a full 30 days to trial run One Ticker Trader. Read up on every report and follow along as Larry makes his trade recommendations. In fact, you don't even have to make the trades if you're not comfortable yet. Just see how they do. Watch. And if for some reason your expectations aren't met or even exceeded, you can request a full, no questions asked refund at any time in that first 30 days. So the bottom line is it's completely risk-free to try out One Ticker Trader. The truth is, with how the service has performed over the years, I mean, beating the S&P 500 by more than 385%, average trade window of 16 days, the more likely outcome is you're going to want to stay on for the full year, no doubt about it.
But before I ask people to join us on the inside, I'd like to offer them one more special gift.
All right. So this would be something for people who are showing their action takers, right?
It's a way to take the exact same hype spike approach and apply it to another market that's been exploding with opportunity.
Wow, another market. Which one?
Crypto.
Crypto?
Yeah, when I saw the profit potential around AI's excitement, I started looking for other places where the same pattern showed up.
So we're talking about the same hype spike rhythm, but it's in Bitcoin and other crypto-linked assets.
Exactly, Chris. Just like AI, crypto is fueled by a steady stream of market-moving headlines.
Right. Right. So it sounds like that would be something like a new ETF approval or maybe a regulatory shift, some major adoption headline.
Precisely. And that's why I had my team put together another special report. It's called Crypto Hype Spikes. how to trade the hottest market outside of AI.
That's great. Now, what's inside?
Well, it reveals the types of events that tend to set off these crypto spikes, how to know if a move has gone too far, and how I trade it.
Right. Now, so my most important question is, do I have to know how to trade crypto to make this work?
No, not at all. We only make plays on Bitcoin-linked ETFs or other related stocks that you can trade right from your regular brokerage account.
I love it. So anybody can follow along.
Exactly. If you can place a trade on a stock, you can do this.
Whew, that's great to know. So just to be clear, this Crypto Hype Spikes guide is only for members of One Ticker Trader. And when you do join, you'll gain access to that report instantly too, along with everything else that we've covered here today. So Larry's AI Hype Spike special report, the 12-month AI Hype Spike trade calendar, real-time trade alerts, his other proven strategies. I'm afraid I'm going to leave something out here. Monthly updates, the member videos, the trade archive, the Friday Ask Larry Anything videos, and now the bonus Crypto Hype Spikes playbook. All of that for just $79 with 30 days to try it completely risk-free.
And the next AI Hype Spike trade opportunity is nearly here, and I'd like you to get in on it before it hits.
Right. Now, I'd like to get serious about that for just a moment here, because the reality is that the next AI hype spike isn't coming, quote unquote, sometime soon. It is already on Larry's calendar. The news is coming, the setup is forming, and when it hits, remember, these trades move very, very fast, and only those on the inside, members of One Ticker Trader, are going to be ready to capitalize on that opportunity. So the question here, to put you on the spot, is, will you be ready? Will you be on the inside? That's a choice that only you can make. But mark my words, this is not something that I think you want to think about, set it aside, and then come back to later. If you're not on the inside when that alert goes out, you've pretty well missed it. The spike will happen. The profit window will open, but then it will slam shut. And the question is, will you still be looking on the outside, looking in, I should say? So I would urge you, take out the test drive of One Ticker Trader. Do it right now. You're going to get everything that we talked about here today, including the special report covering the AI Hype Spikes in full, the AI Hype Spike trade calendar, the bonus Crypto Hype Spikes playbook, and you'll be able to trade within minutes of simply accepting the test drive by clicking that button that you see right now below. And remember, you got a full 30 days to try it out, so it's risk-free. If you're not delighted, Larry's made it very easy to contact his support team for a full, prompt, and courteous refund for the cost of the membership. And their information will be on your welcome email, of course. So what are you waiting for, right?
Well, Chris, the next setup could be just days or even hours away. By the time you're watching this presentation, once it triggers, I'll send my alert to members.
So definitely click the button below. Just do it now before the opportunity passes. Get yourself ready to trade right alongside the Larry Benedict. Larry, I'm sorry to say, we're almost out of time. This has been fantastic. I want to thank you for being here, and I'll give you a chance. Any last thoughts you want to share before we close?
Sure. First, I want to thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure to share my AI Hype Spike trading strategy with the folks at home. I think we covered everything. But I'd like to emphasize one more time that the next potential trading window is right around the corner. So if you're ready to join me on the inside and start trading my AI Hype Spike trades, then hit the button below this video and fill out the form. Let me help you put a P on the page, and thank you.
Hey, it's me again, Chris. We just wrapped up filming here with Larry about an hour ago, and as we were sort of striking and packing up the cameras and looking over some of the footage, a couple of crew members here started asking questions about the service and the trades and how it all works, and it dawned on us, you know, if we've still got questions here in this room, chances are you may have some questions at home watching there too. So I thought, let's just take a few minutes right now. We'll go through some of the most common questions. We jotted some down here, and we'll just give you some straight answers before you decide to join us inside One Ticker Trader. So here we go. The first question is, what exactly are AI hype spikes? So there are those sudden surges in the market when AI makes headlines. And it could be anything like an earnings beat from NVIDIA or maybe a big product launch from Microsoft. Since over 73% of the NASDAQ 100 is very closely tied to AI, that news can send the whole index a lot higher. And remember, Larry doesn't chase that spike. He waits for when the excitement pushes the prices too far and too fast, and then he trades the pullback that often does follow. That's an AI hype spike in a nutshell. It's just a unique way to trade AI without trying to bet on the next NVIDIA. And the gains really can be remarkable. Check out the ones from the recent market here. 42.1% in 3 days, 84.8% in 27 days, 158% in 3 days, 210.9% in 8 days, and even 382.2% in 15 days. And I'm just naming a few there. All right, you get the point. Number 2, what if AI hype cools down? Well, we touched on this a little bit too, but even if the headlines slow down, AI's not going anywhere. I mean, it's already baked into the plans of the biggest companies in the world right now. So as long as Microsoft and Google and the NVIDIAs of the world and the rest keep developing AI, there are going to be product launches and earnings beats and industry events that really do move the market. And frankly, the only thing that would stop these companies from pushing AI forward would be like an extinction level event, right? Next up, what if I've never traded options before? Will that stop me from trading AI hype spikes? No, not at all. Larry's alerts are written in very plain English, step-by-step instructions, what to trade, when to enter, when to close. You don't have to be an options expert. If you can follow a recipe, then you can follow one of Larry's trades. Simple. And if you've never placed an options trade before, the members area has got a special report and videos to walk you through that in just minutes. And by the way, if you're already sold on this idea, you don't have to wait for me to finish these questions. The button to take the $79 test drive, it's right there below. So click that, lock in your spot, and you can be set up for the very next AI hype spike trade, which may be only days or maybe even hours away. So let's go on to the next question. Number 4. Do I need a lot of money to trade with one ticker trader? No. You can start small. I would recommend you do that. You can begin with just a few $100s in each trade and build up your confidence slowly. It'll grow over time. Larry's trades are designed so that you can size them to fit your situation, your account, whether you're starting out or you're already trading from a larger portfolio. The important part is that you're following a repeatable strategy, that you're using good risk management. The size of the account, not nearly as important. The way Larry trades options in this service is that the risk is always going to be limited to the amount you pay per contract, right? Next question, what was the offer again? That's right. It's simple. $79, you get a full 30-day risk-free test drive of Larry's one ticker trader service. And that includes the AI Hype Spikes special report, the 12-month AI Hype Spikes trade calendar with over 60 potential setups over the course of the next year, Larry's real-time trade alerts, access to all of his other proven strategies, regular updates, member videos, the trade archive, the Friday videos, the Ask Larry Anything videos. And then today he did throw in as well the Crypto Hype Spikes bonus playbook. I think I got the name of that one right. And here's the thing, some members have made back their membership cost on their very first trade, right? One member, Jason V, told us, on my first trade, I more than covered the price of your service. The second trade almost doubled that. And the TSLA trade, that you knocked that out of the park. So it's good to know that there's at least one honest guru out there whose reputation is well earned. All right. And then the final question that we thought of here in the on the set, what if I decide that this just isn't for me? Well, that's exactly why Larry's team built in that 30-day risk-free guarantee. You got a full month. Explore it all, everything. Read the reports, check the calendar, follow Larry's alerts. And if at any point during that 30-day period you decide it's not for you for any reason, just let Larry's team know and you get a full refund for your membership, no questions asked. It really is a test drive. Your money is not at risk, even if you decide that one ticker trader is not for you. Now, you've heard the strategy, you've seen the results, and you know exactly what's included when you join One Ticker Trader today. The only thing left is to act. That's something we can't do for you. But the clock is ticking, right? Larry already has the next AI hype spike marked on his calendar. Think about that. And when the news hits, the market could very well move and move fast. And of course, so will Larry's members. You could be one of them, getting the exact trade entry and exit instructions in real time, or you could be the person that's watching from the sidelines, wishing later that you had jumped in. If you're ready, click the button now. That next alert could hit any moment, and when it does, we all want you to be on the right side of the trade. I'm Chris Hurt. Thanks for watching.